My ginger used to go bad in the fridge all the time. This is what I've been doing to preserve it and to help it last much longer. I blend my ginger with some water in a food processor. Then, I divide the pulp, put it in the freezer, and keep the ginger water in the fridge. This technique has helped me keep my ginger much longer. I'll show you how I go about doing this, and I'll also explain how I use both the ginger pulp and the ginger water in my kitchen. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, so hello everyone. We're going to be doing a ginger preparation type of video today. I actually, in the past, I would buy like a lump of ginger and it would not keep. I just would not be able to get to the whole thing fast enough. And I have found that doing this has helped me keep my ginger going much, it helps it go much farther. And so all we're going to do is we're just going to cut it up into bits, and we're going to cut off any like drier bits that we're not going to use. I'm not going to skin it, but like this section right here, I am going to take off. But we're just going to, in like this section, for example, right here, I'm also going to take that off, just so that I'm left with like good, clean skin from the ginger and the nice pulp. All right, so the ultimate goal with this is to create ginger juice, because I like to have ginger shots in the morning, and I like to have some kind of like spicy, gingery juice that I can add to my soups, my stocks, my preparations, and this is really helpful. And so what we're going to do, we're just going to chop everything up into, more bite-sized pieces, and then afterwards we are going to get either a blender or we're going to get a food processor. We're going to add some water, and then we're going to blend the whole thing. And we are going to get this like ginger type of slurry. And then it's going to have all of its pulp in there, and it's going to have this really strong ginger juice that is fantastic. And so we're just going to cut these up into pieces, and then we will keep going. All right, so next I'm just gonna add in all of my little ginger pieces to my food processor. All right, so it's gonna seem like a lot of water. There we go, that's pretty good. So everything has been just about submerged. I want there to be enough water in here so that it's not so difficult for everything to be broken up. All right, so just to give you a visual, this is what we're looking at right now, and we're gonna go much farther than this. This is just a rough chop. If you wanted to like grab a few spoonfuls of this would be perfectly fine to add into like stir fries and whatnot, but I'm going to go much finer than this, and we're going to put it onto a pure blend now. All right, so I've let my blender go for, it's been about a minute, and it has chopped everything up really fine. So we will pull this out now, and we'll look at this a little bit closer. All right, so you should recognize the setup from my Greek yogurt video, if you've seen it. I've got a regular mixing bowl, got a colander here, and I have a cheesecloth. If you don't have a cheesecloth, you can use a clean kitchen towel. Make sure to rinse out your kitchen towel so that it doesn't smell like laundry detergent. You don't want to have your ginger stuff be, infused with laundry fragrances that would, make it a little bit off in flavor. So we're going to clean this off. All right, so we cleaned off our blade, and now I'm just going to take all of this and I'm going to put it in here. All right, so I've scraped down my food processor, and now I've got all of my ginger pulp. You're gonna get all of this. Oh my goodness, look at how beautiful that ginger juice is. This stuff, oh my goodness, guys, it is very pungent. You can probably just take all four corners of this thing, give it a good squeeze, and that should do the job as well. But, I'm not wanting this to be bone dry. I'm just wanting to get enough ginger juice out of it. And then also, when I'm all done, I will taste this juice as is to see how strong it is. And I will add more water depending on how strong it is, if I need it to be a little bit weaker. Because sometimes, you know, I want a ginger kick, but I don't want it to like, you know, absolutely destroy my sinuses or my mouth with how strong it is. All right, so this ginger pulp, it is still really good. I grabbed an ice tray that I was not using, and I am just going to put a small amount in each one. I'm just going to divide it up, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer, and I will get little ginger cubes, and these little cubes are fantastic to add into, you know, soup, you know, honestly, everything. I put it in everything. And these cubes are a little bit big. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll like take one cube out and I'll put it in I'll cut it in half and I'll put it in a ramekin and I'll let it, you know, sit in the fridge, and I'll, you know, add it to like my dishes throughout the week. But this way you are getting, you know, a chunk of ginger, and you have ginger ready to go in the freezer, and it's not spoiling, and it's not got a weird texture, and it, you know, just incorporates in super easily to your dishes. But yeah, I use this mainly in like a stir fry, like a vegetable medley, or even like a lot of like my meat stocks. I use this mainly in meat stock, if I'm going to be quite honest, because it's just so easy to add. One other thing that I forgot to mention that I absolutely love to do is I will take, you know, one of these cubes out and I'll use it as tea. And so I'll just, you know, grab a mug, I'll grab a frozen cube, I'll cut it in half or maybe even a quarter, and I'll just like plop it at the bottom of my thing, and then I'll pour hot water over it, and I will get some floaties, which is fine, but I do have a tea strainer. And this infuses quite nicely in tea. Or alternatively, you know, I would just pour like 2-3 spoonfuls of this into here with hot water and honey, and oh my God, it is delicious. You must try. That is one of my number one recommendations for this project if you're going to do it. All right, so I got a shot glass. Motown, Detroit proud. Okay, let's try. Oh my goodness, this is going to be strong. I've got literally like the smallest amount in here. Oh my God. That'll wake you up. That will wake you up in the morning. Good morning, America, and the rest of the world. So what I will do, this is actually the correct strength, because this is the strength that I've been using it in. And what I will do with this is I will put it into a bottle that I've cleaned really well, and I'll put it in the back of my refrigerator, and it will be good to go for quite a long time. This I'm going to pop into the freezer. All right, so good morning. We are next day. I did want to give you a visual of the ginger and what it looks like when frozen. And all I would do, sometimes these are a little bit big for the dish that I'm making, and I would just kind of break it in half and then put the other half in the fridge. But if you're making like a big pot of soup, you just throw one of these in and you're all good to go. I will pop these all out and put them all into their own little freezer bags so that they don't dry out in the freezer. But this is what they look like, and I think they are a fabulous kitchen staple to have. Now, this does keep for quite a while, so I am not necessarily worried about, you know, doing this under quote-unquote sterile conditions. But if you are concerned, you could sterilize, you could boil this ginger stuff, but I'm wanting a raw, probiotic, healthy, you know, thing that I can incorporate easily into my routine. And so, and this white that you're seeing right here, that is what we call inulin, and that is just a normal part of the ginger, and I will scrape this into here. All right, so I am going to go for a workout, and I wanted to show you something that I do love to do. I will take a little bit of this. Now this thing holds 1 liter, and I've got probably about 2 tablespoons of that in here. And I will take my honey and I will do one of these. And I'm just giving you real-time stuff so that it doesn't look so intimidating. And I'll do one of these. And then this goes in my mouth. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. And then I'm just going to fill this sucker up with water. I'll screw my top onto my stainless steel water bottle. And then as I'm just going to the gym, this whole thing's going to shake up and we're going to be good to go. And I'm going to have an intro workout type of wonderful carb ginger drink. All right, so we're going to lid this, put it in the fridge, and that is it. That is how I incorporate ginger into my diet and into my daily life. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Matthew Cress of Cress Dietetics. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.